Are we live? All right, let's do it, man. Ilia Topuria. I got a lot to say about this guy right now. All right, because I'm a big fan. I'm over here pacing in my room right now because I got that much to say. I got that much on my mind. I can't even sit down. All right, man. Ilia Topuria's making headlines this week. He wants to move up to 155, and everyone's saying the same shit that we already heard. He's a Conor McGregor wannabe. He doesn't deserve to challenge for a second belt. Beating Holloway and Volkanovski doesn't necessarily mean you cleared out your division, and those are valid takes. All right, but let's hear the correct take. This is what I think is going on in his mind. All right, we know Ilya is high level. He's well rounded. He's dangerous. He's got the discipline. He's very, he's got a lot of tools in his bag to get the job done. All right, we know these things. But here's another thing about Ilya that I feel like people don't consider often, and it's the fact that he wants money. The bro is chasing the bag. He's trying to get generational wealth. And the only way he's going to do that is by getting bigger names on his resume. Let me pull out my freaking Chael Sonnen. That's a real thing. That's a real story, all right? That's a real story that we're trying to build here, all right? Ilia Topuria needs this, and the UFC needs this, because I feel like we're not dead, all right? There are a lot of guys coming up, and we have some cool champs, but I think Ilia is just kind of the man right now. He's the one. And beating Volkanovski and Holloway, they put his stock at an all-time high, but it only put it at an all-time high at featherweight. And there's no one else at featherweight that's going to offer him what Volkanovski and Holloway did. Us hardcores, we know. Like, if he beats Evloev's undefeated, that's cool. If he beats Lopez, Lopez is amazing, and that's also cool. But then there's kind of a drop-off. We got Yair, Arnold Allen. Those are like the scraps, because Volkanovski and Holloway have already beaten those guys. Well, but Volkanovski never fought Allen, but you know what I'm saying. And then other than that, there's literally no one else in featherweight that's coming up right now that has any hype other than Gene Silva. But he's already got a fight book against another non-ranked guy, so it's kind of he's a long ways away from sniffing a title shot right now. So let's think about it this way: he moved up to 155, and he vacates. I don't really care if he vacates or doesn't vacate. This is what I do care about. I care about the matchups. All right, like I said, Ilya's a stock, so let's think about what's going to raise it and what's going to lower it. If he fights Paddy Pimblett, like, that's one we could make. Ilya's a champ. Paddy is at the bottom of the lightweight rankings, and Paddy's kind of mid. I'll admit it. Let's put that out there. Paddy's kind of mid. He lost to Jared Gordon. The Tony Ferguson fight was kind of whatever, and then he just beat Bobby Green, but it's fucking Bobby Green. Bobby Green is nothing compared to the names Ilya has on his resume right now. And so, if he fights Paddy and he beats him, like, woohoo, he beat a guy everyone thought he was going to beat. And if he loses Paddy, in terms of stock drop, that's Great Depression level stock drop. Great Depression. All right, the hype train is completely derailed. Next is Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier said he wants him. And so, that's cool. That could be good. I would watch that. I'd be enthusiastic about it, but not as much as other fights. And then I'll tell you why. Dustin Poirier's on his way out. So if Dustin Poirier beats Ilya, that looks pretty bad on the UFC, because, like I said, Dustin Poirier's on his way out. He's got one last dance and he's done. So having a champion, one of your bigger stars right now, lose to a guy who's about to retire, that's a pretty bad look. And in terms of stock drop, I mean, that's about 2008 housing crisis level stock drop. We can handle it, but that's gonna really fuck up the hype train as well. And if he beats Dustin Poirier, like, knocks him out, that's great. And that'd be badass, and the hype would be crazy, but it's not getting us to the moon. You know what I mean? Because that's where Ilya's trying to go. He's trying to go to the moon. He's already made it out the trenches. Now he's trying to leave Earth. All right, that's putting us in the spaceship. Knocking out Dustin Poirier. So that's all right. I'll take that. But the big one is Charles Oliveira, because he's not going to fight for the title. Islam and Arman are going to fight in January. They're not fighting, Ramadan and all that stuff. So whoever wins probably isn't going to fight. Ilya saying he wants to come back in April. Ramadan will have just ended by then, so neither of those guys are going to fight. I don't even think Arman's Muslim, but whatever. If he wins, he's probably not going to fight him. So Charles Oliveira is the fight to make. Beating Charles Oliveira is getting you to the moon. Dude, it's doing more. It's getting you to, like, the moons of Saturn, and Ilya's gonna start a colony there. Like, that's how big of a win that would be. And if he loses to him, the stock drop would be minimal, because people love Charles Oliveira. People think he's amazing, that he can get the belt back, that he could be, like, even the 170 champ. Like, people do think that. So I think Charles Oliveira is the fight to make if he were to move up to lightweight. And so we need to let this man cook, bro. We need to let Ilia stand his fucking base and get up to 155. Let's just do it for the sake of the sport. Let's try, man. Let's take some chances, dude. It's about to be 2025. Let's let 2025 be the fucking year, man. Let's take the UFC to the freaking moon in 2025. Like, the UFC's big. It's bigger than it's ever been. But it's getting bigger every year. It hasn't regressed. But let's take it to another level. Let's let 2025 be the biggest year in UFC history. That's what I'm saying. And I think Ilia is the guy we need to get behind, the guy we need to push to for that. And I want to see it, man. I want to see it. I'm an Ilia Topuria truther. I enjoy watching him fuck people up and knock out legends. You know, I don't care. I love Volkanovski, I love Holloway, I love Charles Oliveira, but I love Ilia just a little bit more. And here's one more matchup at lightweight. Him versus Max Holloway, too. Do it again, because the only thing better than knocking out Max Holloway once is doing it twice. Let me know what you think, guys. This is what I think is the real answer. We'll see.